It's Pastor David, and I'm here with my Thursday at 3 update. And today I have the privilege of having Victoria Vaden with me. She is our new Director of Community Service and Outreach. That's a mouthful. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you.
So what is Director of Community Service and Outreach? What's involved in that role?
That's a good question. So I think of three different parts of my job. One is to be a leader in the strategy of our Christ-like Servants pillar, along with our pillar leader, Lloyd Jager, and Pastor Rachel DeLone. And then the second piece is to be a connector. And so to connect people in the church out into the community for service opportunities, and then also to connect the community into the church. And then the third piece is to help our congregation walk through some of the operational tasks that we need to do to get things done. So you may want to have a service activity at a room in the church, and we need to reserve that room so we make sure it's not double booked. So I can help people understand and complete that process.
So wow, that's a pretty broad: leader, strategist, connector, coordinator, kind of all different parts of that job, but such a critical part for the family, the body of Christ, to continue to be vibrant. We can't be vibrant without serving our neighbor, and so this is all under that. What is it about all of that, or particularly Director of Service and Outreach, that really resonates with you? What kind of makes your heart get excited?
I would say that the thing that goes through all of that for me is what some people call helping without hurting. You could also hear of it as named toxic charity or serving with dignity. And it's something I learned about through the small group video series in 2019 that a few of the groups in the church did. And that really spoke to me. I really felt like I understood what the teaching was, and it's a really important thing to me.
Yeah, it is something that we talk a lot about at different places, wanting to be people of grace and love and not to cause harm. One of Wesley's founding fathers' rules is to do no harm, and so we resonate with that. As we're digging into this, remind us of what kind of the core principle of helping without hurting or toxic charity. What's kind of the core fundamental approach?
Every day I come back to this in my conversations and emails and communications, and I really come back to building relationships. And if you get to know someone and build a relationship with them, then you can avoid that unintentional piece, which is possibly when you might feel like you are helping, but you could be unintentionally hurting if you haven't built that relationship.
Yeah, then that kind of changes my approach, right? If I'm going to serve others by really investing in the relationship, that's different than, I'm going to go do this so I feel better, or I've done my good deed, here, just take this resource of mine and I can kind of walk away. That implies an ongoing type of nature to things and not an event type of thing. There may be events in it, but it's not the core fundamental piece. And so that strikes me as something that takes investment and work. It's not something that I decide I'm going to do for 30 minutes, 1 week, a month, or something like that.
Yeah, and another key piece is that it may not even be event-based. It may be having the intention of doing something to get to know someone or to get to know a community, and you don't have an outcome as we maybe historically might have had an outcome of how many people went to this activity or how many cans of food did we collect, but our outcome may look different in this type of serving.
And in relationship, then it changes the person we're serving, then, I guess, in terms of, it's not the outcome that I set, but it's really about hearing from that person in their life and that connection about how I can best serve them. So as I listen to that, and thank you for that, one of the ministries that I think we've recently re-engaged with is Family Promise. Family Promise, of course, is very relational. What's going on with Family Promise?
Yeah, so this is really exciting for me because I served in Family Promise prior to COVID. And so I've been talking with the Family Promise staff and been involved in some meetings with the staff and other churches in the area. And Family Promise is looking at restarting the Congregational Shelter Program, which is the program where families who are transitioning from homelessness, they spend a week living in a church and they rotate through several different churches in the area. And families typically spend 2 to 3 months in this program while they are working on getting permanent homes.
Hmm.
And has been a meaningful service opportunity to our church in the past, and is really a way to spend time with these families. You can bring a dinner, you can serve as a host, you can offer to donate pantry and grocery items.
Hmm.
And so a lot of you may have seen the survey we sent out, and we've had 48 people respond to that survey, which is very
Wow.
exciting because it takes 50 to 60 people to serve each week in a Family Promise week. And so that we are very, very close. And I'm excited. We have people who have stepped up and offered to lead and coordinate the program. We're still looking for one more person. So just encourage everyone to think and pray on that. And there's one hole that we have, and that is people to serve as overnight hosts. And so that would mean coming to spend the night at the church and be a host for the families overnight, to give them a safe and secure place to be overnight.
Yeah, I was really happy to hear that there's such a response. I know that we were very active in that. And then COVID, of course, I believe kind of put a pause on the ministry by the parent organization. And now they're reopening that up, and we have folks that are interested in that. And that does give us a chance to interact and be in relationship with people, and even people that are in different situations or life stories than we are. You know, it's so important to us to encounter other people's stories as a way of understanding what's happening in this world. And this is a chance to do that. So that's really great. Thank you for leading us in that. Now, I also heard that there's conversation going on around jobs partnership, which I believe is another ministry this church has traditionally been very involved with. Where's jobs partnership these days?
Yes, so we have an incredibly dedicated group of folks who's leading this effort, and the effort is to host our own jobs partnership class in the fall. And in the past, our church has been involved in supporting other groups who are hosting classes, and we would like to host our own class. And so, we have a group that's been meeting monthly, sorting out details, planning for fundraisers, getting everything ready. And I would also encourage people to look for more communication on that through the summer.
Now, this is a class that we would host to help train people to increase their job skills and their marketability and so forth, so they can continue to enhance their work life and sustainability. Yeah.
Yes.
And that goes
absolutely.
it goes hand in hand with a lot of the work we're doing in Kenya and Foundry. And so this is really something that's right up the culture of our church family. So I also heard last minute, I've heard that I know you are joining a group of 8, including myself, heading to Ireland in June. And I'm super excited about this. What's the purpose of the trip to Ireland?
So we are going to listen and learn and study and have possibly some difficult or uncomfortable conversations around some of the divisions we face as people and some of the walls that divide us, with the ultimate goal to bring an art installation back to the Orlando area, somewhere in Orlando. One of the details we're working out, to start those conversations here in our own community and facilitate, maybe some of those hard conversations and hopefully some growth as a result of that.
Yeah, it seems thank you. That this world, which is so polarized these days, it's really exciting to me to have that opportunity. And I look forward to that trip as a transformative start to this greater work that will happen in through our church and our community. So I understand you're from Texas. Are things really bigger in Texas? You know, is that really true? Tell us about
Sometimes.
tell us about your tell us about your family and how you got to the church.
Sure. So we moved here from Texas about 7 years ago. My husband is John, and I have an 8-year-old Margaret and a 5-year-old Charlie. And we moved here and started, looking around at different churches, and came to worship service here a couple of times. And I saw an announcement for the Hannah Circle Women's Group for moms with young children. And at that time, we moved here, and I didn't know anyone, and I didn't have any friends, and I was chasing down people in the neighborhood, pushing strollers, trying to meet people. And I decided to join the group, but Margaret at that point was about 7 months old. And so I came to the group and attended kind of sporadically that first year, and then became more involved in the monthly meetings, and really loved the fact that the group would reach out into the community and learn more about the great work that's going on, in our area, and support that work, and have the Hannah's Closet consignment sale to really a bonding event for all of us, and then another way to serve in the community. So that's really how I started to be involved in the church initially.
That's great. Well, Victoria, we're so glad you are, and so thankful you're willing to help lead us in these endeavors, and appreciate you already in the short time that we've been working together, and look forward to seeing what God has in store for our family.
Absolutely. Me too.
All right. Well, we'll see everyone in church on Sunday.